Okay, I just want to start by thanking everybody who has joined this morning for our demonstration on some of our new capabilities as part of Control Center version 2.1. This is a new initiative for Aware 360 where, as part of our release cycle, we will be hosting these types of interactive demonstrations or webinars for our customers and our partners to interactively kind of see hands-on what these new features are all about. So just throughout the demonstration, for anybody who has questions, feel free to submit the questions directly into the webinar, and upon conclusion of the demonstration, we'll do our best to answer as many that come in. And if we don't get to any of the questions, we will follow up with everyone directly post upon conclusion of the webinar. Okay, so I'm just going to jump right into it here. As part of Control Center 2.1, we had two new major features that were released, and these are available to all of our customers and our partners. And the first feature is our reminders capability. The other feature that we have is a broadcast messaging capability. So I'm going to start with the reminders capability here. And so if you guys take a look at my screen, I'm just logged into a demo environment here using the Aware 360 client. And I'm just going to expand the menu on the left-hand side, and I'm going to navigate into the client section. Okay. Depending if you're a partner or directly an administrator as part of the organization, you will see either a list of clients that you have access to or just your specific client if you're a direct customer. So I'm just going to filter to find the Aware 360 client here. And so once you select your client on the grid in this area here, you just need to scroll down on the right-hand side. And all the way down at the bottom, we have a new button here called Reminders. So this will take you into the Reminders section where you can configure the different types of reminders that we have. So you'll notice on the main grid here on this side, we have sections with information about the different types of reminders and which ones may have already been set up. So the first reminder type that we have is a smartphone app reminder. This is the same type of reminder that we've had in the past that all of your end users may be receiving currently today. So is just an automatic notification that's generated from the Aware 360 app prior to an alert. So for example, 5 minutes before your missed check-in, if the app is running, you'll get a little pop-up message letting you know, hey, your safety timer is about to expire. Please ensure you check in. Okay. One important note regarding the smartphone app reminders. Any of your previous settings that any of your clients or your organization are currently using still remain intact for the smartphone app reminders capability. When your client administrator or your partner on your behalf goes in and sets up new smartphone app reminders, they will override your previous settings. 99.99% of all of our customers have smartphone app reminders set up 5 minutes before an alert and 2 minutes before an alert. That will apply to both a shift overdue, which is individuals who typically forget to sign out, and also a safety overdue. So those are folks who forget to check in. All right, so that's just extremely important, very specific to the smartphone app reminders capability. Your previous settings will remain intact. Once you create a smartphone app reminder in this new section, it will override your previous settings. The other reminder type that we have available are text message reminders. So now you can generate and have automatically generated text messages sent to all of your individuals within the organization, and they'll receive a text message reminder very similar to the smartphone app reminder, although it gives them the capability to respond directly to the message. The last reminder type that we have are automatic call reminders. So this is similar to an IVR-based solution where the individuals, prior to the alert being generated, they will get an automatic call that's generated with some options for them to respond as well. To create a new reminder is very straightforward. Once you navigate into this section here, the first thing you need to do is select your reminder type. So in this case, for this example, I'm just going to select text message. And then you're going to choose what alerts you'd like this text message reminder to be part of. You can choose a single alert, or you can choose multiple alerts. The supported alerts that you have is a hazard overdue, a shift overdue, and a safety overdue. All right, so in this example, I'm going to use it for a safety overdue and a shift overdue. What you'll notice when you turn on these sliders is you get to see down here in the reminder message section just a little preview of what the text message is going to look like, including the response options. So you'll see for the safety overdue alert, the message would just indicate that your safety timer is about to expire, open Aware 360 now, or they can just simply reply 1 to check in, 2 to sign off, or 9 to generate an emergency. Same idea below with the shift timer. So once you've set up your reminder type, what alerts you'd like it applied to, you're just going to set your time in which you would like the reminder to be generated. So in this case, for my client here, I'm going to say that I would like this text message reminder to be generated 5 minutes before the alert happens. And so then once I'm done filling in the types, I just click the add button, and you'll notice now it's populated in the list on the left-hand side. So you can see that I have a text message reminder now created for a safety overdue alert, a shift overdue alert, and it's sent 5 minutes before. There is an unlimited number of reminders that you can create for an organization. The reminders, once they are set up, will apply to every single individual within a specific client. Okay, so you cannot have certain reminders for certain individuals. It's kind of a global setting for every asset from the organization. Another important part about the reminders capability is you cannot have multiple reminders set up at the exact same time. They must be separated by at least, at a minimum, 1 minute. So as an example, I cannot have a text message reminder generated 10 minutes before and an automatic call generated 10 minutes before as well. So I can separate them by 1 minute, have one generated at 10 minutes and another one at 9. When you're setting these up for your organization, whether you're an administrator who is going to turn these on for all of your individuals from your organization, or you're a partner doing it on behalf of one of your clients, an important consideration to think about when you're setting these up is what the current safety timer settings are. So if an organization is set up with a check-in requirement of every 2 hours, just keep that in the back of your head when you're considering creating all of these reminders. You may not want to overwhelm these folks and generate text message notifications 1 hour before. Okay, so that's everything on the reminder section here. Very, very straightforward. That was how you create a new reminder. If in the event you already have some reminders that are created that you can see, like in this demo client here, and I want to edit them, all I need to do is just simply click on an existing reminder. So I'm going to click on the smartphone app notification, and you can see that it loads all of the settings for the existing one. I simply can just change the time. So I'm going to switch this value to 13 minutes before, and then hit the save button, and it will update accordingly. Same thing applies if you want to delete the reminder as well. So that's it on the demonstration for the reminders capability. And the next feature that I'm going to go into is the broadcast messaging feature. So just going to go back to the home screen. And so very similar to the reminders capability, you must have client administrator privileges in order to create them. And same thing for the broadcast messaging feature as well. So as long as I'm a client administrator, I will see this new menu option that's displayed on the left. And if I need to send a message, I'm just going to click on the broadcast messaging section. And it's going to show me a grid of all of the individuals as part of my organization and some options on the right-hand side. For our partners, you may notice, because you would have permissions for multiple different organizations, that you will see this client drop down as well. So this will give you the ability to filter based on a specific client if you need to send a message to them. Okay, so you may or may not have that feature, but partners will likely see the client drop down. On the left-hand side, there's just a bunch of checkboxes that we have. So you have the option of selecting all of the individuals that you have permissions to see, or you can select a certain number of individuals. So I'm just going to select Garrett, Alan, Brandon here as an example. And then on the right-hand side, I have two broadcast messaging options. I can send an app message, or I can send a text message, or both at the same time. So in this case, I'm going to turn on the text message toggle. And then in this box here, all I need to do is write specifically what type of broadcast message I want to send to somebody. So I'm just going to use PSA road closure north of Airdrie. Please use alternate route. Okay. And then you simply just hit the send button. You'll receive a prompt that the SMS message or the app message has been successfully sent. And then the individual selected will automatically receive that notification. A couple important things about the broadcast messaging capability. When you send a text message to all of the individuals that you've selected, the beginning of the message will indicate that it is a broadcast message, just so your users in the field are aware that this is just a notification with some information that has been sent. The other important capability for the broadcast messaging feature is that there is no response options. So some people may think that now that we received a text message, that they can reply back directly to the administrator in Control Center and send them some additional information. And so that is not the case. This is just simply a one-way send out a broadcast message to all of the individuals that are selected. And that's it for the broadcast messaging feature. So I'm just going to take a look and see if we have any specific questions from individuals, or if you do have some questions that you're thinking about now, feel free to send them over. We have received one so far. It's indicating whether or not the individual has to be signed in. So I'm going to assume that this is related to the broadcast messaging capability. And that answer is, to receive a text message, you do not have to be signed in. To receive an app message, you must have the app running. Okay, sorry, it looks like I've got some additional information here on the question. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so if a client is in an emergency situation and goes to a previously received text message from another day or session and responds 9, will an SOS be generated even if they are not signed in? So that answer is no. When you receive a reminder specific on a text message reminder, and it's asked them whether or not they would like to reply to update their status or generate an SOS in this case, they have a specific amount of time to reply to that reminder. And I think it's 5 minutes at a maximum. So essentially our system is going to be listening for a response specific from that end user for up to 5 minutes. Otherwise, it will not take the response from the person, okay? If they are not signed in, they would not have the ability to receive the reminder. So I think that part would be taken care of. So obviously they have to be online for the timers to be generated. And then another part, just for clarification on this as well, is each reminder is sent from the same phone number. So if I receive a reminder specific to maybe missing a check-in, and that is at 12 p.m., okay? If I receive another reminder, I don't reply to it. Maybe I update my status in the app. If I receive another reminder a little bit following, let's say at 2 o'clock, that new one will supersede the previous reminder that's been generated. Okay, so it's kind of one at a time. You can't go back and use an old reminder that's been created. Next question we have here, can reminders be set for all users at once within a client, or do they need to be completed one at a time? So the reminders capability is a global setting and it applies to all users, okay? There is no capability to set it for a specific individual. It is a client-wide setting that you would create. So once you create a reminder for an organization, it will apply to every single individual as part of that company. Okay, so we'll just wait maybe another 30 seconds and see if there's any other additional questions. If you do think about some afterwards upon conclusion of just this quick demonstration, feel free to reach out to us and we're happy to provide some additional details on these capabilities. Okay, so very short and sweet. I just want to thank everybody for attending today. And for those who couldn't make it, we will be sending a recording for the individuals who have registered. Thanks very much, everyone, and enjoy your long weekend.